Nate, shut that door. Shut. Let me know when everybody's ready, all right? We all set? Good? All right, Coach, you got an opening statement? Go ahead.
Proud of our team. They're a really good football team too, and they've won a lot of games over the last 2 years. I was really impressed with their entire team. Flowers is a great player, and he's been a great player in this league for a long time. They got a lot of great players on that football team, and they made plays and we made plays, and I guess we made a few more at the end, and that was the difference. But those were two fine football teams on the field tonight.
Coach, just describe, watching that game from the sidelines, what that last 8 minutes of the game was like.
It's a blur. I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay of it to remember what happened down the stretch there. One thing I admire about our guys is they don't lose their cool. And, we were red hot in the first quarter. They actually took out their base personnel, went with all DBs at linebacker, safety, and corner. They were playing kind of a 3-3 stack thing. We did some good things against it. We just didn't. We weren't expecting that, so we had to try to make adjustments at halftime and get ourselves in some plays that we thought would work against it. And that's not a defense you typically rep much against. We saw it a little bit against East Carolina with a 3-3 stack, but it's hard to ask your guys to run something they haven't run in that many weeks. And I thought they did a good job with that, and then our kids kept their cool, even when we were sputtering on offense, and made plays at the end, and the defense struggled at times and came up with the big plays when we needed to. So just an unbelievable football game.
What has Mike Hughes meant to the team this year, and what was your reaction on that kick return touchdown?
I was on the headset kind of in disbelief that we just gave up that touchdown. We had some busts in coverage today and had a huge mistake on that long touchdown at the end. And I said on the headset, I hope we can get a decent return here. I was thinking if you can get it out close to midfield, we'd only need a first down or two to be in field goal range for Matt. And man, he hit that thing full speed. He's been a difference maker on our football team all year, and he's been a good teammate, and we're happy he's here.
Is a night like tonight kind of what you imagined and picture when you took this job?
Yeah, man, the crowd was unbelievable. The crowd when we showed up at the stadium was unbelievable. The leadership at this university is unbelievable. The students have been supportive. This community is unbelievable. This place is really special, and I saw a glimpse tonight of what it can be. And I go back to these players and these coaches. We started at the bottom 2 years ago, and I knew we could be good. I didn't think it would happen this fast, but the guys went to work, and an undefeated season doesn't happen very often. So I'm thrilled for the guys that they got to experience it.
What were you thinking? How were you feeling headed into that fourth quarter, behind for the first time all season, with how well Quentin was playing?
Quentin has a reputation for being a runner and not a thrower. He threw for 500 yards tonight, so my hat's off to that kid. We busted some coverage, but he made some throws too, and the receivers made plays. If you'd have told me we'd have shut down their run game and scored that many points and struggled to win, I would have thought you're crazy. But he made the plays he needed to. Came down to the end, and like I said, our guys just found a way to get it done.
What was that pressure like in the fourth quarter?
That's what I admire about our team. I didn't see a lot of guys tight and nervous and acting like, oh no, we might lose. They just went out and played. We sputtered on offense. We got to figure out a way to get a yard on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 or 6 inches or whatever it is. Give them credit for getting those stops. We got one like that too, or maybe they have some more points. But in a game that tight, if you don't lose your cool, you got a chance. And our team stayed calm and made the plays they needed to at the end.
Coach, what was going through your mind when you were singing the alma mater with your players and getting a hand on the trophy in the middle of that scrum?
There's nothing better than winning a championship, and we got one more to go for the championship we want. against a really good football team from Memphis. But I got to be honest, if you'd have told me at the beginning of the year that I'd be sitting here in this room 11-0, first of all, I would have wondered what happened to the other game. And then I would have called you crazy. And I just can't believe that this group of kids accomplished what they've accomplished. So we're not done yet, but that's a pretty emotional feeling when you see your plan work and can win a championship.
What can you say about McKenzie's performance, especially down the stretch?
Well, I've been praising Quentin, and he deserves it. Mackenzie Milton is one of the best football players in the country. He makes plays he's supposed to play. He makes plays he's not supposed to make. Now, I about wrung his neck when he pitched it over the top of somebody on that last drive, but how do you stop the kid from making those plays? He's lights out, man, and he's not getting enough credit for what he does on the football field. In my opinion, he should be in the Heisman race. If you look at his numbers and what he's done, I'm not usually one to call attention to an individual player because it's about the team and winning. And we got a lot of special players. But Mackenzie Milton's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, bar none.
Coach, what do you see from your defense? Down.
How special is this senior class, and especially everything they've been through?
It's so rewarding for me to have those guys that had it so hard a couple seasons ago and maybe weren't enjoying it as much as they should enjoy it, come up to me and tell me they love me. And those guys went through a lot, and they fought to get here, and I'm so happy that they got to experience this before they got out of here. It's a special group of seniors.
Coach, obviously this is all about UCF right now, but at the moment the internet's blowing up a little bit with the Nebraska and the Florida rumors. So how do you deal with that moving forward?
Probably in the next 24 hours I'll get rid of Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That's how I deal with it.
There's reports that you're going to meet with Florida, your representatives are going to meet with Florida this weekend.
I'm my representative, and I'm going to be with my wife and baby.
Coach, what did you see in the defense? You guys were trailing by 6, and they came up with some huge stops, and then, of course, the turnover at the end of the game to kind of ice it. What did you see from them tonight?
Yeah, our D, kind of like our offense, we played great at times, and other times it wasn't very good. That's what happens when you play a really good football team, though. They're going to make plays, we're going to make plays. We had busted coverages, and we got to make sure that doesn't happen. But, some of the guys they have are going to break tackles and make plays too. And I think both offensively and defensively we were as good as we've been all year at times, and other times, whether it was due to the quality of their team or us making mistakes, we weren't very good. And it was just enough to get it done.
You think some of the struggles on defense were due to size mismatches?
I don't know, and we got to go back and look how we prepared for this game because we had a lot of guys cramping, and it seemed like a lot of guys tired too. I know we're in shape, so that's not an issue, but we seem to get worn down. Our defense was on the field a lot because our drives were, for the most part, quick, and then particularly when you have an interception after one play and the defense just go right back out, they played a lot of snaps, and when you're chasing that quarterback around that much, you're going to get worn out. But we're definitely going to have to go back and think about how we approach this. And maybe it was a short week. Maybe it was not getting enough fluids in them. But we'll be ready for the next one.
Coach, I'm sure you enjoy the undefeated season and the win. How quickly do you get back to work with what's on the line next week in Memphis?
Well, I'll probably watch a little bit of tape tomorrow. We're kind of familiar with who they are already, having played them. But I want to catch up on what's happened to them the rest of the season. I know they're playing well. We had a really good game with an SMU team back in Dallas, and Memphis scored a lot of points on them and kind of ran them off the field. So we know what we're in for. Another really good football game, and it's exciting to me that this group of football players gets to play another game together.
How long do you let the players celebrate?
We won't bring the players back in until Monday. For the first time in a while here, we'll be on a regular week schedule when they get back on Monday.
Coach, who was the first person that you spoke to the minute you won the game, and what did you say to them, or what did they tell you?
Man, I don't remember. I know Dr. Hitt walked into the locker room, and the players kind of went nuts for him, That guy's done so much for this university and for me and for this athletic department. And to watch the players recognize that was special. On the field, it was kind of a blur. I know they dumped some cold stuff on me, and everybody was coming up to me, but having Dr. Hick come in meant a lot to me.
Coach, today was a close game, but
And does this one feel a little different? Who you beat, how you beat them, and what was at stake?
Yeah, this one does feel a little different, and I don't usually say that, but they're a really good football team, so that makes it different. They're from just down the road, so that makes it different. And we just finished off an undefeated regular season, which damn near impossible to do. So it does feel a little different. I didn't have a lot of words ready for the team afterwards because I was emotional and they were emotional. You could just feel the bond in there of a group of guys that have sacrificed themselves for something bigger than individuals. And those are the kind of locker rooms I want to be in.
Coach,
Couple more here.
One of the most dominant teams you've been a part of. Obviously, it was a close game, but overall, this season.
Yeah, I mean, this offense is ranked first in the country in scoring, and we've had about three close games, and you know, all you can do is beat the teams that are on your schedule, and this team's done all those things. So we're not going to talk too much about where we're ranked or how dominant we are because we got another game to play and more left to do. But I sure am amazed by what this group of guys accomplished.
How do you compare this to other games that you've coached in your career, just in terms of how much of a roller coaster it was?
How much of a roller coaster?
The emotional roller coaster.
Like I said, I'm going to go back and watch the tape to remember exactly what happened. There were highs, there were lows. In the first quarter, I thought, well, we got the ball back 21-7 about midfield. And the way we were moving the ball, I thought we were going to go put it away early. They made those adjustments on defense, and you know, we kept getting stopped and not getting first downs by a yard and by a foot, and that was frustrating. Then they got back in the game, and then we scored in the third quarter, and then they scored a couple times. We threw a pick, they're ahead. I said it before, I'm just so proud this team kept its cool, kept its calm, and kept plugging. And usually championship teams find a way to get it done, and this team is a championship team.
One more.
Coach, all year, you guys are coaches and players are dancing the locker room. You said if you got to this point, there'll be a dance routine coming out. If you guys win next week.
Nobody said anything about dance routine.
Are you going to bust out a dance for the guys next week for the win?
We'll see. We were all jumping around and dancing a little bit in the locker room today. But if you're expecting something choreographed, you might be waiting a while.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Get some student athletes in here.